Did you wonder what it took to get through Warrant Officer Candidate course? I mean, physically it takes a lot, but what about mentally? What about your family unit? So do you want to know what it took for me to get through, having a family unit, my family involved? Well, let me tell you about that. So to be successful in WOX, just like any other schools, they want you to have all your affairs in order. Or it behooves you to have all of your affairs in order. So before you go, you make sure you have your family care plan that ready, on who's going to take care of your kids, if you're married, which is the best, situation that you can be in, because you have that significant other that's going to be taking care of the family or the unit itself. But that's one thing you do have to have squared away before you leave. You don't want to have to be worrying about what's going on at home, going through the candidate course, because that really, really would suck. Because the Warrant Officer Candidate course is very, very intense. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of focus. And also, when I went through, there were no phone calls. There was no reaching out to the family. We had to earn, within, let's say it was like week number 3, we were able to email back and forth. But that wasn't every day. That was when we were in school and the instructor kind of gave us a bye. I can't remember when we were allowed to actually use cell phones, but it was towards the end. Let's say if it's 6-7 weeks, it's probably right around week number 5. So you're already deep into it before you find out what's going on at home. I'll give you a good example. I give shout out to my daughter's mother, my ex, because she held it down. Like, if it wasn't for her holding it down when I went through, I wouldn't have survived, because I've been worrying about my family too much. But for example, my daughter was just born. I went through in 2015. She was born New Year's Eve, 2014. And so we've had her in daycare. And the daycare that she was going to was really subpar. Her mother, noticed some things that were wrong with it, but there was no one that she can really confide in because I was gone. So when I was able to make correspondence with her through the first email, she let me know, like, this daycare, really stinks. They're not taking care of our child. They don't take care of the children. I want to move her. And all I told her was, do what you think is best to take care of our daughter. And I didn't worry about it after that, because I knew she had it. It wasn't like one of those things where I had to think about or worry about who's going to make this decision, where's she going to go, is she being mistreated? No, my family affairs were in order. And then when I finally had a chance to talk to her on the phone, we discussed it. She's like, okay, she's going to this school, it's a lot better, it costs this, it costs that. It's like, cool. But just think about it. If your family's not fully involved in anything you're doing in the military, but I'm speaking specifically on going through the candidate course, it's going to be rough. That's not even adding on the fact that you have to go away for your basic course. Yeah, so a key thing you do want to do is make sure all of your family affairs are in order. Make sure your bills are able to be paid, your family's taken care of, you have an emergency plan if something were to happen, because things like that happen. They'll call the Red Cross and have you contacted you come out of the course. But that's all I want to really talk about. It's like to mentally prepare yourself to go to the candidate course, because like I said, it's very, very intense, very mentally intensive, as long as also physically. And some of you warrants that have been through before, leave some comments down below, to let some people know what you went through and what you think, because I think this is a very important component that no one really thinks about until they get there. And I think it's in their best interest to know this beforehand. It's best prepare before you go than experience it when you're there. So that's all I got for you guys. And you guys have a good night. God bless. Peace.
Ever